Welcome back to Beyond the Box Score, where we break down the game before the tip-off and dive deeper than the scoreboard. Today, we've got an absolute banger of a preview for you. Game 1 of the Western Conference. Finals between the Oklahoma City Thunder and the Minnesota Timberwolves. This isn't just another playoff matchup. It's a clash of two very different philosophies, two rising franchises, and two superstar-led teams determined to etch their names in the history books. So buckle up, because this breakdown is loaded with stats, injuries, betting odds, key matchups, and of course, our final score prediction that just might surprise you. Let's kick things off with a little context. The Oklahoma City Thunder have arrived. Forget the young team with potential label, they're here. They're dominant, and they're now the top seed in the Western Conference, finishing the regular season with a jaw-dropping 46-10 record. The Thunder are the hottest team in basketball and have looked nearly unstoppable in the postseason so far. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is not just an MVP finalist. He's a nightmare matchup for any defense. Pair that with rising star Yolen Williams, defensive anchor Isaiah Hartenstein, and one of the deepest benches in the league, and you've got a juggernaut. On the flip side, we've got the gritty, never-say-die Minnesota Timberwolves. They didn't cruise through the season like OKC, but they've had their moments. Their 31-27 record doesn't tell the full story. They've fought through injuries, inconsistency, and tough opponents, and they're still standing. Anthony Edwards has become the heart and soul of this team, carrying the offensive load with 27.7 points per game and throwing down highlight reel dunks almost nightly. Nez Reid and Jaden McDaniels have stepped up big time, but the injuries to key players are threatening to derail their Cinderella run. Let's talk health, because this could be the most important storyline heading into Game 1. Oklahoma City enters relatively healthy with a few exceptions. Defensive specialist Luguentz Dort is questionable with back soreness. Yolen Williams, who's been instrumental on both ends of the court, is nursing a wrist issue and is also listed as questionable. While rookie guard Nikola Topic and Ajay Mitchell are out, the Thunder's core remains intact, which is great news if you're an OKC fan. Minnesota, however, isn't so lucky. Rudy Gobert, their defensive centerpiece, is out with back spasms. Julius Randle, who added scoring punch and veteran leadership after the trade deadline, remains sidelined with a lingering groin injury. Dante DiVincenzo, a three-point sniper and valuable defender, is also out with a toe issue. Even promising rookie Terrence Shannon is questionable with a foot injury. It's a brutal time for the Wolves to be shorthanded, especially against a team like OKC. Let's look at the season series. These teams clashed 3 times during the regular season, and Oklahoma City took 2 out of those 3. The first meeting was a statement win by the Thunder, who handled the Wolves 113-105. Minnesota bounced back in their next matchup, behind a monster game from Nez Reid, pulling off a 116-101 upset. But in their most recent meeting on February 23rd, Shai dropped the hammer, leading the Thunder to a 130-123 win and extending OKC's dominance. Now, if you're a betting mind or a fantasy player, here's where things get spicy. According to the latest lines from DraftKings, FanDuel, and multiple sportsbook insiders, the Thunder are clear favorites heading into Game 1 with a spread of -12. That's a big line for a playoff game. But not surprising when you look at the numbers. The Thunder are averaging 118.1 points per game, 4th in the NBA. And their defense is elite, holding opponents to just 105.1 points per contest. In contrast, the Timberwolves are scoring just over 109 a night and giving up 107.4. Still strong on D, but offensively limited, especially without Gobert and Randle. Let's break down the key matchups. First, the battle between Shai Gilgeous-Alexander and Anthony Edwards. This is must-watch TV. Shai is surgical. He dissects defenses with smooth footwork, elite decision-making, and an underrated 3-level scoring game. Ant-Man, on the other hand, is all power and aggression. He can take over games in a heartbeat and energize his team with one highlight play. Expect both players to go for 30, but Shai's supporting cast might give him the edge. Speaking of supporting casts, Jalen Williams has quietly become one of the most impactful two-way wings in the league. His ability to create offense, defend multiple positions, and rebound will be critical if Dort can't go. And don't sleep on Isaiah Hartenstein, who's giving OKC a real presence in the paint. For Minnesota, Nez Reid has stepped up admirably in Gobert's absence. But can he do it against a shot-blocking frontcourt like OKC's? That's a big ask. Now let's talk pace and strategy. The Thunder love to run. They're lethal in transition and efficient in half-court sets. They move the ball with purpose, spacing the floor with deadly shooters like Isaiah Joe and Casson Wallace. The Wolves will need to slow things down, control the glass, and make it ugly to stand a chance. But without Gobert cleaning the boards, that might not be sustainable over 4 quarters. So what's our final prediction? After diving into the stats, reviewing the latest injury reports, and watching both teams' playoff tapes, the edge is clear. Oklahoma City is not just the healthier team, they're the more cohesive, better balanced, and more confident squad right now. Expect them to come out aggressive in Game 1, looking to make a statement on their home floor. Final score prediction: Oklahoma City Thunder 118, Minnesota Timberwolves 104. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander goes off for 34 points, 8 assists and 5 rebounds. Jalen Williams chips in with 22 points and 7 boards. Anthony Edwards fights hard with a 30-point performance, but the lack of depth and interior presence costs Minnesota dearly. That's it for this Game 1 preview. If you're a Thunder fan, you've got to be feeling confident. If you're a Wolves fan, don't worry. This series isn't over by a long shot, but Game 1 is going to be a mountain to climb. Make sure you hit that like button if you enjoyed the breakdown. Subscribe for more deep dive analysis. And leave a comment with your own score prediction. Who do you think takes Game 1, and who's going to the finals? This has been Beyond the Box Score, where the game is more than just a number. See you next time.